All right, so here is the very last example problem of this Unit 6, Lesson 4. Example 4 will be a real life problem. So basically, you're given a receipt of, a cafe, 8th Street Cafe. And the first problem says, find the percent of sales tax on the food total. So basically, you're going to find the percentage of the tax. Here it says the amount of tax is $1.65. The total price of everything that you ate, Jane, or whoever this person who went to at 8th Street Cafe, their total bill was $27.50. And they had to pay tax, which was $1.65, and at the end they have to pay $29.50. But what was the percentage of the tax? That's what it's asking. Now, for those of you who don't really quite understand tax, I'm going to give you a little brief explanation. You don't have to write these down. So basically, if you look at these receipts, these are generally how real receipts look like. And by states and even by cities, we pay different percentage of tax. So if you look here, this is something I found online, and San Diego, our sales tax is 7.75%. And yeah, it's actually increased, so now it is higher. It is higher than before. And some cities and some states are different, meaning not everyone pay the same amount of tax, and it all depends on the percentage. So for example, if you go to a restaurant or if you buy something at a store, you have to pay for whatever you buy, and that's the subtotal. That first number you see as a total, that's the amount of money you're basically paying for everything that you ate or everything that you bought. Oh, and in addition to that, you're paying tax. And you see how here it's $2.75 and this one is $1.54? They're different because it depends on how much the total is. If your total is $31, then you're paying $2.75. And if your total is $18, you're paying a tax of $1.54. And that's because of the percentage. Because the percentage is only taking a part of that number total. So if your total is a different number, then your tax price will also be different. Now, just some fun fact, California has the highest state level sales tax, and that's 7.25%. There are some other states with the highest: Indiana, Mississippi, Rhode Island, Tennessee, and then states with the lowest state level sales tax is Coronado, with Alabama, Georgia, Hawaii, New York, and Wyoming. Just some fun facts. Some states have low sales tax and some states have a very high sales tax. Unfortunately, California is one of them. So, coming back to this example problem, if this person paid $1.65 for their tax, then what was the percentage of their tax? Remember, California is 7.25%, but what about this, whatever city it is or state? What was their percent tax? And that's what they're asking about. So if I change this problem to a question, it will be the tax price of $1.65 is what percent of $27.50? What percent of that total price is $1.65? That's basically what we're solving for. And again, we're going to use the equation. So $1.65 is, so A is $1.65. Is means equal, so we're going to use an equal sign. And we don't know the percent, so we're going to use the letter P, which stands for percent. of means to multiply, and the whole is going to be $27.50. Way simpler, right? So then $1.65, 1.65 is equal to 27.50p. To solve for p, we're going to divide both sides by 27.50. Oops. And then we're going to cancel 25.0 because you're dividing by the same number. And p is going to be, if you do 1.65 divided by 27.50 in the calculator, you're going to get 0.06. And again, we have to change it to a percent by multiplying by 100. That's going to give you a 6. So that's going to be 6%. Or you can move the decimal point twice to the right to get 6%. So our answer is 6%. The percent of sales tax is 6%. That's our final answer. All right, so part B. Find the amount of a 6% tip on the food total. So when you go to a restaurant and after you eat, when you pay for your bill, you have to put in the tip amount. And tip really depends on whether you like the food, the service, or not. If you didn't like the service, you don't have to pay a lot of tips, I guess. But generally, people pay 15% tip. Now, in this problem, it's 16%. That means this person is going to pay 60% of that total. So if I change this to another question, it will be, what tip amount is 16% of $27.50? Basically, if you're giving 16% tip from $27.50, then how much would it be? And I'm sorry, I circled this one, the $29.15. It actually, when you pay for the tip and the tax, you always have to use that number, the food total. Okay, so some people make a mistake, but don't do that. Don't pay a tip from this amount because that means you're paying more tips. You are paying it from the total, not the subtotal. So let's translate this problem to the equation again, using percent equation. What tip amount is, so we don't know the part number, that's going to be letter A. Is means equal. Now 16%, we're going to use decimal for that. That's going to be 0.16. Again, you can use fraction, but I prefer using decimal for this. 0.16 of means to multiply and times the whole of $27.50. And basically, if you do 0.16 times 27.50, your answer A will be 4.4, which is same as 4.40. And I'm going to add a 0 because usually in money, you write it up to the hundreds place. So 4.40 for A, that's the number we found, and we're going to write the answer as a sentence. And basically, this means that the answer tip amount is $4.40. That is what we found. All right, so this is the final end of our video lesson, Unit 6, Lesson 4. So again, if you need to, you can go back to the video and review some things. If you are done, please get your practice worksheet and start working on them. When you're done, turn in the notes and the worksheet together stapled. Thank you guys. Very good job.